How's it going, everyone? This is Precisely Podcast about beer and video games. I'm your host, Beau, and with me, as always, my Dixie Kong to your Donkey Kong. How are you, Kelly?
I am excellent. Thank you. How are you?
Doing very well, and we have a very special guest today. How are you doing, Sam, Mr. AKA editor of the coolest beer and video game podcast ever?
Oh, I'm doing wonderfully. Thank you, Beau. It's good to be back on the podcast, too.
Absolutely. It's been probably a good 30 or so episodes since the last time you were on.
Right. Yeah. It was a while ago already. Feels like 5 minutes ago for me, but 18 months, 5 minutes, same thing.
Exactly. Well, it's good to have you back. People heard you on our last episode and really liked that whole chime in of your voice talking about the Xbox Series X. So we appreciate that too.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah. Correcting things is right in my wheelhouse.
Awesome.
Actually, guys, it's...
Well, we appreciate it because you make us sound good, and that's what podcasts are about, is sounding good. And when I was editing the podcast, half the time we sounded okay, and half the time it was like, what the fuck? So
I'll give you more credit than that. I wouldn't have offered to do it if I didn't like listening to it in the first place.
Yeah. There was definitely some sketch episodes where I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know how to add music in the beginning, even though I've done it before. Like, for some reason, it's not working. So we're not going to have music in the beginning. Definitely did that one. And for a while, I was recording episodes where people were under the female voice on GarageBand. And for some reason, it made the voice echo.
That's weird.
Like really bad. Yeah, it was really weird.
Like the female pop singer setting. So you had some nice echo and reverb.
Yeah, it was reverb. Yeah, it was strange. So
it was
I'm glad we don't have
like a Britney Spears mic on your head.
Yes.
Exactly. Like an 80s power ballad.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I mean, honestly,
I can correct that issue.
Yeah.
Yes, and I can now that I know what it is, but I feel bad for those episodes where we did have a guest on, or, it was one of us where we're just reverbing the whole time. And I feel bad for the listeners, that have to hear that, because when you enjoy a podcast, you want to keep listening to it, even if it sounds like shit,
I mean, if we don't have sound, what else are we here for?
Exactly.
We're here for ASMR beer drinking.
That's exactly
All right. Let's do that. Cheers to that.
Yep.
We're recording remotely because it's just easier set up that way. We all live very close to each other.
So I could pretty much yell out my front door and you might be able to pick it up. But
that's probably true.
At least if a train's not going by.
Yes.
That's true.
So the train's next to you too?
Yeah, I mean, not nearly as close as you guys, but I'm just like literally on the other side of the tracks by the grocery store.
Yeah, true. You actually live pretty close to Kelly.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not far from me at all.
Okay. Yeah.
And you guys haven't met in person yet, have you?
No, we were actually saying that while you were getting ready to hit record, that it's nice to actually have a conversation. Because we're
kind of
sort of,
because if we want to pull back the curtain a little bit, Kelly and I have never actually spoken, although she talks about how great of a producer I've been thus far.
All I have to go off of is his work to judge his entire character, personality, and being. I could imagine that Sam is like a 10-foot tall man covered in pink fur or something. Like, I have no idea who he is. I would never know.
We're not far off.
Yeah.
I figured I probably wasn't, just guessing, like I said, based on your production work.
Right. I'm glad that my work precedes me in that description.
There you go.
Yeah. Sam's a tall guy. I don't know 10 foot tall, but he's tall.
Tallish.
Yeah.
There's people that make me feel short.
I knew that.
Pink fur.
All from your sound work.
Pink fur maybe by choice, but not by design.
Got you. Okay.
I was thinking of, who's that Grommel or whatever from McDonald's, the purple fur guy?
Grimace.
Yeah.
Grimace, the big purple guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking.
He's an icon, honestly. He didn't get enough love, I don't think, from the McDonald's Land gang, nor does he get enough love in the aftermath of the McDonald's Land Gang. You're always going to put the Hamburglar up there. You're always going to put Ronald up there. But then poor Grimace is still sitting on the bottom rung, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, that bird chick too, whose name I definitely don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it's Birdie.
Birdie? Is it just Birdie?
I'm pretty sure it's Birdie.
I have a friend named Birdie. Shout out to Birdie.
Yeah, anyway, there's not many people in this world named Birdie, I don't feel like.
That's not her actual name, but everyone calls her Birdie.
I figured it was not a birth name, but nobody calls anybody Birdie. I feel like that's a grandma nickname. Like you would go to your grandma's bridge night and she'd be like, "Oh, this is my friend Birdie, and over here we've got Helen."
Could be your great aunt's name, Great Aunt Birdie.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that one.
I like it too. You guys want to talk about beer?
Yeah,
absolutely. That's why I'm here.
All right, awesome. Well, you started off, Kelly, then.
Okay. Well, I have unintentionally been creating a path for myself that I didn't realize was going to go on this far. Every time I go into the grocery store, I feel like I find another like collab brewing with like a brewing company and the grocery store again. Because I think I've had like 3 on this podcast already. And well, I went to the grocery store and there was another one sitting there that I haven't had. So I was like, I guess I'm doing this. So I've got, it's called Giant Toboggan. It is a blood orange IPA. It is by Sly Fox Brewing Company and a combination with Giant grocery stores. And it is a 6.5% India Pale Ale. And it's pretty good. I mean, you can definitely taste the citrus, like heavy citrus. But it's I feel like it's a good winter IPA. It's a bit hoppy, but I do like that you've got a little bit of the orange kick there.
Nice. Sly Fox makes one of my favorite Christmas beers that I just had last week. And I think they changed up the recipe a little bit. It didn't taste exactly how I remember it, but they're a very good company that makes good solid beers.
Yeah, I agree. I like their stuff. Yeah.
Sam, what are you drinking on?
So I'm keeping it pretty simple as far as my preferences go. I've got Troegs Blizzard of Hops tonight, my first winter IPA of the year. Just finished off all my fall beers last week, so on my way home today, I went and picked up some winters. But for those of you uninitiated to Blizzard of Hops, it's the one-a-year winter IPA that Troegs does usually throughout the end of the year into the beginning of the year. Kind of a citrusy kind of note to the IPA. It's not a particularly heavy IPA. It's about 6.4 ABV. It's one of my favorites. I describe it as far as IPA palate goes, kind of on the sweeter side of things. I wouldn't necessarily call it sweet. Not obviously not like a blood orange or something like that, but it's definitely one of my favorites. It's a go-to. I have the most wonderful beer of the year sampler from Troegs, just because I was actually kind of curious about the chocolate porter that they've got in it this year. But Blizzard of Hops will definitely be one that I pick up a case of before the winter is over.
Awesome.
That's a good one. I do like that one too. I feel like Troegs has, I mean, obviously we've talked about Troegs having great IPAs, but I feel like some of their seasonal IPAs are just really stand out.
Yeah, well, and this one's especially my favorite because I know, having had some chats with the Trogners and some of their big up salespeople over there. This is directly named after Blizzard of Oz, Ozzy Osbourne's album.
Yes.
Which I love that. So definitely appeals all around.
That was, I think when they came out with that, when was that? It was recently, like probably.
It wasn't too long ago.
Probably like 5 years ago. I remember like, I don't know if somebody told me like that because they talked to them or something like that, but I somehow heard through the grapevine in the beginnings of it when they had just like named it and stuff that they were doing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is such a cool idea.
I used to put on a big bonfire event up at Ski Round Top with Troegs, and this was one of the beers that they were trying to push around the same time I got that going. And they're real, they're interesting characters, all the folks over there that work at Troegs. It's a cool place to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we love Trogs.
We do.
How about you, Beau? What are you drinking?
Oh, thanks for asking. So I went to the beer store today because our governor said that he's closing all beer and liquor stores tomorrow at 5 p.m. and I will be leaving work around then. So I had to stop today to stock up. We're recording on Tuesday before Thanksgiving to give reference to our listeners. So yeah, our governor wants us to stay home and drink and be stocked up, which I support. I'm fine with. But it made for really long lines at the beer store. And then I went to the state store to get liquor and I couldn't even stay in line because it was just too long. And we had to record a podcast. But either
Nothing
way,
like state-run liquor.
Oh my gosh.
I know. When I traveled across the country, I was able to stop at gas stations and get like a handle of Jack Bean or Jack Daniels or Jim Bean, like right at a gas station if I wanted to.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
insane.
My brother lives in South Carolina, and when he comes home, he like forgets about the creature comforts that he has down south.
Oh,
Yep.
absolutely.
I feel like when I lived out in Oregon, they would just like hand you like a 16-ounce beer can on your way out of getting gas.
Thanks
and they're
for
like,
coming
drink this.
to Oregon.
Yeah,
Here's your
yeah. They're
beer.
like, drink this on the way home. It's like, all right, thanks. But either way, I am drinking Levant Brewing Company's Citra drink. It's a New England style IPA. It's a really pretty label, a lot of colors, like pastel colors. It's a 5.4%. It's crushable, very Citra hops. It's very hoppy for a New England style IPA. At first, I didn't like it, but now it's catching up to me. And I do like it, but I don't like the price of it. It was $17.49 for a 4-pack. And
Wow.
And I thought maybe they labeled it wrong, like on the shelf. And I was like, oh, fuck it. Like, I'll just get this. Like, I haven't seen it before. And then I asked him at the register, I was like, how much was that 4-pack? He was like, $17.49. I'm like, fuck. But
Jeez.
still got it.
Seems fairly
But, yeah.
limited from what it sounds like.
I don't know.
Get that
Even on
limited
their-
edition.
Yeah. I'm looking at Levant's Facebook right now, and they even said $17 per 4-pack. So I think it's just a small brewery trying to make a name for themselves. They're based out of Westchester, Pennsylvania.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Ah, all right. Say,
Yeah.
Westchester, my alma mater.
Ah, a fellow
The
state
university.
schooler.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. So I like it. I have some other beers that I might drink throughout the episode, and if so, I'll talk about them then. But
Likewise.
yeah, we'll get to that. What you guys been up to though?
Sam, you want to go first?
I've been being a dad.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah,
Do you want to tell our listeners the name of your son?
Of course,
Well,
sure. Yeah, I got a little
okay.
guy. His name's Lincoln. I post about him on Facebook and Instagram all the time, so he's hardly sheltered identity-wise. But yeah, so it's actually funny because I don't know if I ever told you this, Beau, but you had a birthday party last year, and Aubrey and I were there. It was a surprise party that Kayla put together, and
I freaked
Aubrey
out.
left the party after like an hour. And I stayed for like 3 more hours.
Yes.
And I felt so awkward because it was like Aubrey had to leave. We had found out like maybe that week or the week before that she was pregnant, and we hadn't told like anybody. But I told Kayla that night because I was like, this is so weird. Aubrey had to kind of just like bolt and go home because she was feeling like garbage. But that night, it was like one of the first times I told anybody about Lincoln. But yeah. He's an awesome little guy. He's already going to be 7 months old here in a week or two.
That's amazing.
And, so a lot of my time gets eaten up hanging out with him when I get the chance to. So my game playing is a little more limited these days, but has yet to thwart it outright. So,
did you name him Lincoln because of Link?
You know, it was actually, honest to goodness, a happy accident. So we were driving on a long trip and just going through like a list of, remember when used to be able to drive to go on long trips?
Yes.
I remember vacations.
But so we were just going through a list of names and we were finally just like Lincoln. And I was like, ooh, I like the nickname Link. But the first thing that popped into my head, there's this old rock and roller named Link Ray who had his band Link Ray and his Ray Men. And I was like, I kind of like the idea of like this like little kid with like a kind of rockabilly sounding name. And then I was thinking about it for like 5 minutes. We're sitting there, we're happy about it. And I said to Aubrey, it's like, I swear to God, this is not just like, I was like, it's not because of The Legend of Zelda, but it's a very fun accident for me.
Yeah. And she was like, what do you mean Link?
She said, what?
His name's Zelda.
Right.
You know?
Well, I thought you were going to ask if he named him after Abraham Lincoln, and I was
no. I say some dumb shit, but no.
I don't know with you. You just always keep me guessing.
Yes. Well, thanks. That's what I'm here for.
What do you mean? Beau never says anything dumb. I edit this podcast, and as far as I know, it's a clean slate every single time.
Yeah, word for word, and not edited at all. You just basically throw that audio right up there for us.
How could you possibly think it was edited? It's so natural all the time.
Yeah. I mean, wait, do you edit things out?
Never.
Okay. I didn't think so. You make me sound dumb sometimes because I make myself sound dumb. And you just keep it how it is.
We don't do this to you. You do this to yourself.
Oh, I know. It's fun. It's my humor.
Yeah. But yeah, I've just been doing, as much as you can do when you're not supposed to do anything other than be at home and try to just be at home.
It's a good time to have a kid.
Yeah. It's honestly like actually having to navigate like, well, we're not sure what a hospital is going to be like. That was a little weird at first. But then even like once that was about to happen, it was like, this is going to be okay. Yeah. And then it was like, stay home for like as long as you can. And I was just like, yeah, that's a great idea. I'll do that. And it's a good excuse to not have to like, it was a good opportunity to not have to feel like I had to duck out of like a bunch of social opportunities just for the sake of the fact that we had a baby. Because we really didn't want to have to do that anyway, but sometimes it just happens. Yeah. And it's not been the worst year to be holed up at home as much as possible.
Yeah, dude, you literally have the world's greatest paternity leave right now.
Actually, honestly, I did get to be home for I think like 2 months until I actually had to go. So I do end up having to go back to my workplace these days, but we'll see how long that even holds on right now.
Yeah, that's true.
How about you, Kelly?
I have been, like you said, for reference, it's Tuesday evening right now, before Thanksgiving. After tomorrow, will have quit my 9 to 5.
Congrats.
I will be a full-time podcaster.
Yay.
And a full-time seller of vintage goods. Come Thursday. So that is exciting. I was telling you pre-recording that I don't think it's set in yet. Like I was sitting in a meeting yesterday morning because my replacement, I've been training him this week. And I was sitting in the meeting with my supervisor. She was going over stuff with my team. And I'm sitting there like listening. And I stopped halfway through and I thought to myself, Kelly, what the fuck are you listening for? You're not going to be here next week. Like this does not apply to you at all. Because all they were doing is planning like the next week's agenda. And I was like, this does not apply to you. You have to stop. You can just sit here and have your coffee and just think about everything else in the world.
It's the weirdest feeling. I never had the prospect of like moving on to my own gig after, but I have quit jobs and then had to sit through meetings where it's just like you're kind of just biding your time.
Right. This is weird for me because I have quit retail jobs and other small jobs, internships, things like that. My first like quote unquote adult job I was laid off for just staffing reasons. Mm-hmm. And then I got this job and I've been there for about 4 years. So this is all I've done for a long time, it feels like, and I actually was sitting with my replacement the other day. We were talking, and he was saying he's right out of college. Like, he graduated in May. He's right out of college. And so we were talking about that. And my coworker said to him, she said, well, when did you graduate high school? And he said, 2016. She's like, wow, I was working, full time at that time or whatever. And I was like, I was in this fucking job in 2016. You're sitting there getting your high school diploma. I'm still working here. Like, it really kind of hit me that I've spent a ton of time and a ton of effort there. And now I don't have to anymore. And I've never had that feeling where I can kind of just sit back and be like, it's on you now kind of thing, on like a real serious position. Like, because obviously retail isn't life or death, but this is like a bigger position. So you're like, I guess I don't really need to do anything. Like today he was kind of running stuff and I was just watching and making sure he was doing it right. And I was like, this is great. I don't have a responsibility today. Like, I've never had that feeling at a job before, so I was really enjoying that. But I think it'll hit me all next week when I don't go back, and it's all up to me at that point. Basically,
there's always sort of that like period in between too, where it's like you give yourself a chance to like maybe second guess yourself, but ultimately it's the right decision.
Right, and I think I did my second guessing already. But then a lot of things happened while I was still there because I basically gave them up. I said, I'll go up until Thanksgiving break because I was at a school. So I wanted to make it like a clean break for the students and the staff. And just the transition would be easier. Everybody comes back from a break. Well, turns out this week, my school decided to go fully virtual again.
Okay. Yeah.
So I kind of was like, well, all right. Anyway, so they won't be going back for a while, it looks like. And, so yeah, I was just like, this is a nice break, but the time leading up to when I put my resignation in until the time that I am now physically leaving, there was a lot of things that happened with the administration and things, and I was just like, I know I'm glad I'm leaving. Like I know I made the right choice, because if I had to sit and deal with some of this that's going on right now, I would not be happy. I would be very stressed. I would, there'd be a lot on my plate, and I would feel a certain kind of way about how I was being managed as an employee. And now I'm just like, I'm going to be free and I'm going to be doing my own thing for myself. And, who knows how long that'll last. It might be a short time and then I find something else I'd rather do, or it might be a long time and I do a great job, but I don't know what that is. But it's exciting that I get to choose for once where I'm going and what I'm doing every day, because I have not had to have that chance in my life. And I really am thankful that I get to do that right now.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
it'll be nice.
Sure.
You'll feel liberated.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I definitely think liberated is going to be the right word.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Nice. I've been editing photos for an upcoming gallery show.
Oh.
December 18th at the Civic Club in Harrisburg, if you guys feel like showing up.
Oh, I do. I love a good gallery show. You have to text me the deets. I definitely, if there's more deets than that. Because
there'll be
things.
10 artists showing for all of our local listeners. We're only allowed to show 3 pieces each, which sort of sucks, but sort of okay, because it's like Nintendo when they first came out, and they're like, you can only make a certain amount of games a year, and they have to be Nintendo certified, So it's like making us, as an artist, like show the best of our work, I guess, instead of being like a giant big craft show.
The gallery show seal of quality.
Exactly. Yeah. So, doing that and finish that up, I sent my prints off online and getting some prints printed on canvases of my wife mainly. And then I might be showing a trailer of my documentary that I've been working on, which I'll need to talk to you, Sam, if you can burn me a DVD of that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I know we talked about that like a week ago.
Yeah. Besides that, selling a bunch of stuff on eBay because it's before Christmas and people are buying stuff like crazy right now. So that's nice. And Kelly, I know you have a lot of stuff, so just keep yourself busy by listing stuff.
Oh,
honestly.
Absolutely. That is, once Monday hits, that is my plan every day, is going to be a lot of eBaying.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a lot. But
yeah, do some claim sales too, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to get back on that train too. I'm going to have the time for it. I'm going to make it a weekly thing, and yeah, it's going to be good. But I wanted to say before I forget, back to that gallery show thing, I think that's really cool that they're still doing that right now. I know first of all, it's hard to get in a gallery show in general. It's not like we have a large variety of galleries around here. We have a fair amount of stuff going on, but like I feel like it's not in abundance. So I know it's hard to get in, and even probably harder as an artist to find things right now with the COVID stuff happening. So I'm glad for you that there is a show happening that you got into and is operating still.
Yeah, I was happy that something's happening. My dad writes for the Berg magazine, the local like artistic magazine in the city, and he writes Bob's art blogs, and he's having trouble finding galleries to talk about or artists to talk about. Not really finding trouble, because he writes his stuff like 3 months before the show even happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's already written the show without even seeing the show,
mm-hmm.
which is crazy to me.
That's
but
wild.
but he's a writer, so that's what he does.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like he's been more so focusing on individual artists instead of shows, and just highlighting them in the magazine, which is really cool.
That's great.
But yeah, I'm excited. It's been a while since I've been in a gallery, and I'm excited to do it. And, you know, everyone's going to be safe and wear masks. And if a lot of people show up, we'll just be like the State store and be like, hey, you got to wait until someone comes outside for you to come in, you know?
I'd wait in a State store line to see your art.
If I was getting liquor, yeah, I would too. But yeah, it is BYOB. So,
all right. Yeah. I'm coming in strapped.
Cool. So Thanksgiving will be over when this is published, but what are you guys planning for Thanksgiving? Are you doing anything? Are you staying home?
I personally, most of my family lives on the West Coast or other various states around, but I would say 90% of my family's in California. So I'm very used to not having a ton of people around on the holidays unless there's a mass pilgrimage over here or we go out there. So this year, obviously, nobody's going anywhere, thankfully. So it's going to be me, and Scott and I probably are going to go over to his parents and then hit my parents and get some good grub between the two of them. My sister's home, and that'll be it. It'll just be our parents and my sister that we'll see, and pretty low key, I feel like.
Yeah, kind of similar for me. Say mostly just getting together with my parents, and my sisters are around. Like I said, my brother's down in South Carolina, so he's just staying put. He usually does for Thanksgiving anyway. So small affair. We'll have dinner, but we won't have like extended family or anything around. Nobody traveling from any significant distance.
Yeah, I was actually looking forward to like just staying home on Thanksgiving and being like, all right, cool. We don't have to go anywhere. But because my parents like didn't want to see anyone, which I respect.
Yeah.
And I was going to respect that. And then my wife was like, well, let's go see my mom because no one's really going over there. And I was like, I guess. But, it's free food and there's only going to be like 4 or 5 of us. It'll be nice. It'll be a short visit instead of like multiple family visits.
Yeah.
Which takes up a whole day. And then I have to go back to work on Friday. So it'll be nice to like relax early in the day, relax at night, just get my belly full midday.
Yeah. So like, what's your guys' Thanksgiving must-haves? Like, what has to be on the table for you? I mean, obviously there's going to be turkey, but like sides or anything special somebody makes, like what is your favorite out there?
Yeah, I was going to ask this too. Honestly, I am such a ham person. I fucking love ham. I don't hate turkey, but I like, if you have ham, I'll be so happy. I know ham is more of a Christmas thing, but I just like ham. So
that's fair. I would I've never had turkey and ham at the same table for Thanksgiving. I've never had that opportunity, but I feel like it would be fantastic because I too love ham.
Yes, it's so good. I love sweet potatoes though, and mainly only on Thanksgiving, but I love like a nice sweet potato. with like a brown sugar, cinnamon, like glaze butter
So, like,
type thing.
The full-on potato or mashed or like one of those little with the marshmallows on top kind of thing?
Like what some would call candied yams.
Yes.
Yes. Any of them, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But you need the brown sugar and cinnamon. So if they're not mashed, like have like brown sugar and cinnamon that you can sprinkle over the butter and mash it with your fork. So I guess it's mashed anyway, but yeah.
No, but like it's still in the skin or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't like sweet potatoes at all, but I get what you're saying.
A lot of people don't. Yeah.
They're not definitely not my go-to.
Yeah. I love regular potatoes, but I do not like sweet potatoes for some reason.
How about you, Sam?
For me, it's got to be specifically the way that my dad makes stuffing, and it's truly stuffing. He puts it in the bird, and probably to the extent that when it comes out of the bird, he's stuffed it so full that it's sort of its own new,
oh my God,
like consistency between like the amount of butter that he's using in it too. But he's also notorious. Well, first of all, my father is notorious for making entirely too much food. No matter if there's 8 people or 18 people at his house, he will manage to have too much food at my parents' house. But he's also notorious for making like a side, like filling, if you will. A couple of years ago, he made an everything bagel stuffing to go along with his traditional, where it's exactly what it sounds like. He's also usually he's interested in doing an oyster stuffing himself. He likes oyster stuffing.
Okay. So that's what Scott's mom makes. And first of all, I've never heard of oyster stuffing or had it. And the first time I went to Thanksgiving at his house, I was like, oh yeah, stuffing. I put a ton on my plate and I took a bite into it and I was like, oh my God, what is happening?
I'm in my stuffing.
And I was like, and then somebody said something about oyster stuffing and I was like, oh, I've made a great error. And like now I had to finish it because like I didn't want to be rude. But it's pretty good. Like it's not terrible, but like I definitely should not have eaten as much as I did. Like it was a struggle, but like I'll definitely get a little bit of it. It's just a lot of fish flavor there.
Yeah, it's a little over the top. That's probably not my favorite. That's more of a family tradition. But my dad's regular old, like, 1 part butter, 3 parts bread stuffing. That's like some people you see filling and it's like you can still see like bread cubes and it almost looks like croutons. This is like its own mass.
It's like a coagulated piece of carb. I got you.
It's easily the pinnacle of my meal.
Wow. Well, back on the oyster stuffing dilemma I just was thinking about it too at the time in which I ate it. So I don't know usually when you guys eat your Thanksgiving dinner, and I say the word dinner very deliberately because I've always had Thanksgiving dinner like 2-3 p.m. or later. I had that specific Thanksgiving dinner at 10 a.m.
No.
Yep. It's PA Dutch thing.
Yep. 100%.
My whole family has dinner at noon.
I've never had a full-on turkey dinner as early as I had that year, and I have continued to have a full-on turkey dinner on Thanksgiving at 10 a.m. since then.
Now, 10 a.m. is ridiculously early, I will say.
Oh my God.
But
and then by the time I get home, sleep it off, and digest it, I'm ready for my parents' actual like 6 o'clock Thanksgiving dinner, which is a little less traditional. So it's a pretty good time to space it out. But yeah, it was like a crazy early time to be surprisingly eating oysters. So,
yeah, it's too early, and I've never heard of oyster stuffing, and that does not sound good.
Scott just texted me and he said, I hear you talking shit in there. And then he said, listen. Tradition.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand now. I did not understand then. I understand now and I accept it. And I'm here for it and I plan for it. It was just the first time. It was very surprising to me and I was not prepared. And I feel like, I guess if you're not in Pennsylvania and you're not like a Pennsylvania Dutch based family, like you wouldn't think that that's a thing. I don't know. I mean, anybody out there?
Pennsylvania Dutch, and I've never heard of that.
Well, I didn't. But, I mean, I know a lot of Pennsylvania Dutch stuff, but I never did that. So there's a lot of things. But I feel like somebody from like I don't know Kansas who's listening to this would be like, what the hell are you people doing in Pennsylvania?
We got all sorts of Pennsylvania Dutch things that would throw them off.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Say,
And
Christmas time, I'll come back and tell you about hog maw.
yes. Okay. And the other thing, the other thing I had not tried, and this was also Pennsylvania Dutch, was the watercress salad. Have you guys had that?
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
It's
Okay.
definitely
Walnuts,
another
right?
one that's not my fave.
No, it's like, what was it? It was like, what's the ingredients? It was like a green salad and I was like a Jello almost or something.
I forget how to describe
No,
it.
it was Watergate. It was Watergate.
Oh, Watergate salad. Say watercress salad.
Watercress is the vegetable, like the lettuce. Watergate.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was making like Nixon jokes. It's like a green,
and it's got marshmallows.
yes,
and
yes.
Ew.
It's okay. I'll look up
pistachio pudding is what it is.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's
That
pistachio
actually
pudding,
looks good.
pineapples, marshmallows, walnuts. But I had no clue what it was. And then like his mom just sits it down, like, here you go, here's dessert, like to go with the pumpkin pie. And I'm like, what?
Oh,
What am I
man.
looking at? What is
man.
this? Well, I had no idea. So I put a little on my plate. And it wasn't terrible, but it was like, what am I looking at? Like, is this a tradition? And it was. So I
Did
don't
this
know.
turn me into a Ninja Turtle?
All right.
It might have.
So this is what Google says. Watergate salad, also referred to as pistachio delight or shut the gate salad or
Gate?
colloquial as green goop. I don't know what that is.
Oh.
Green goddess salad, green fluff, or green stuff is a side dish salad or dessert salad made from pistachio pudding, canned pineapple, whipped topping, crushed pecans, and marshmallows.
I want that green stuff.
Yeah.
Colloquial as
You're seeing a
green
lot
goop.
more than I am.
Spelled?
COLLOQUIALLY as green goop.
Colloquially?
As green goop is one.
Colloquially. It's like colloquially, like it's colloquially called green goop.
Colloquially.
Colloquially, thank you. That's what I was looking for.
Colloquially as green goop.
So its nickname is Green Goop, which is essentially what it was.
Jeez Louise.
Anyway, all right.
I think I've seen this once when I was younger and probably didn't try. I love pistachios though nowadays. And like I love like pistachio ice cream and stuff. So I probably like this. But yeah, this is weird.
I feel like it's something that I would see in a diner.
Yes, 100%. Well, if I have any leftovers that get sent over to me, I will bring you some to your house, Beau, to try.
Sounds good.
Anyway, to get off our weird Pennsylvania foods, my favorite Thanksgiving item, and probably has been my favorite Thanksgiving item since I was a young child, is cranberry sauce.
Ugh.
Oh, heck yeah.
Nope. I'm not talking about your homemade orange peels,
No, you
full-on
better not
cranberries. I'm not talking about any of the homemade stuff. I'm not talking about the whole berries. I want that thing sliding out of the can onto my plate.
Cranberry sauce comes in a slice.
Yep, I want to slice that thing, and I want to just eat slivers of it the whole meal. That is it. That is absolutely what I am living for on Thanksgiving Day.
I'm 100% on that team. I can eat
mashed potatoes at any other point in the year with gravy. Those are great. Stuffing and turkey. It's like a surprising, like, yes, I forgot how this tasted, but it's good kind of thing. But the cranberry salad is just like, the cranberry sauce is just like, it's reserved for that day and that day only. And it must savor all of the flavors. And it better be ocean spray. And I have a can sitting in my cabinet right now that I'm going to take physically with me to my parents' house to eat because I'm sure they will not have a can. But the thing is, like, my grandparents, when I was younger, we used to go to their house for Thanksgiving dinner, and my grandmother was such a great cook. She was like a Julia Child. Like, she loved everything about cooking. She was so into it. So she had these wonderful recipes, and everything was homemade and delicious. And she would make a very beautiful and delicious looking cranberry sauce. And everybody's like, oh, you gotta try this. And I'm like, where's the sliced cranberry, Grandma? So every time she would take a can and just stick it right on the table in front of me, right in front of the beautiful centerpiece and everything, and like totally disrupt this whole beautiful table setting and just stick the cranberries right in front of me. She's like, here you go, Kelly. So I'm very appreciative that she went out of the way to get canned cranberries for me every year.
And you're the only one that wants the canned
I was the
cranberries.
only one who wanted the can. So
really, that's like a staple in my family.
No,
they try to make it look like bougie too. They put it in like a glass bowl and like present it to everyone. But like,
they made it. No,
wouldn't have it any other way.
Nope, they smack that can right in front of you. Like, we know that you're the outcast here. This is for you. So it's like shameful, but at the same time, you were like, oh, they care. They're listening to me.
It's so weird.
Oh, anyway, that's my favorite. I'm excited for that.
All right. Let's get to the games we've been playing. Have you been playing anything, Kelly?
Oh, I'm glad
you want me to talk? All right.
If you'd like to go first, you can. I have one game specifically I would like to talk about that you don't have on your list, but you can go first if you'd like.
Well, I've been playing a game that just came out, and I'll talk along about it while he's going to grab beer. I just got Yakuza Like a Dragon for the PS4, and I really, really, really love it. It's so good. The story is insane. Like, within the first 10 minutes, my jaw was dropping. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Just like creepy, scary stuff where you're just like, how is this possible? Like, yes, this might be real life in Japan. But it really reminds me a lot of like Persona 5. And if you've ever played that game, it tells you how real the world is in a bad place and how bad people can be in this world. And Yakuza Like a Dragon is symbolic to that premise too, where it's not trying to hide anything from reality, but also the turn-based battles. So all Yakuza games before this game was just like an action fighting game, like almost like any Rockstar game, like Grand Theft Auto, where you could just like run up on someone and just start a fight with them. This, you actually go into like a small cut scene where you're like, oh, let's fight. But then it's turn-based. And you got an attack. You got special power attacks, which is like sort of like your MP magic, even though it's not magic. You'll pick up items if the enemy's close to it, like a chair or a motorcycle or a bicycle or a orange cone. You'll pick it up and hit them with that. You can block, you can guard. It's pretty much just a regular turn-based RPG, but fast action where you might be able to get a few hits in on the enemy if you stun them the first hit, and then you can hit them again. And it's just really good so far. And you can level up like different areas of like your charisma to your style to action points to everything else. But it also reminded me of Shenmue as well. On top of Persona 5, it reminded me of Shenmue because it has a bunch of quick time events too. Like right in the beginning, I was in a chase scene and I had to avoid, bystanders and obstacles. So it'd be like, move left, move right. And it was like tunnel vision where I'm running. It's third person, so I'm seeing my character run, but like how it was displayed on the screen was like, I felt like I was running as a viewer, like behind this guy. I was just like, holy shit, like this is nutty. Like if I was drinking, which I wasn't at the time when I first started this game, I probably would have been sick. Or if this was in VR, I probably would have been sick because it felt very tunnelly. Okay. You have to like just see the scene to understand what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, so far so good. Like really enjoying it. A lot of crazy stuff happens. It's the newest Yakuza when it comes to when it was like when it takes place. Like your main character I think you start in 2001. People are celebrating the New Year's, like the first day that you start. And then you go to prison for 18 years and you come back and you're like, everyone's looking at cell phones and you're like, what the fuck is this? And people are vaping and you're like, what the fuck is that? But it's really funny to like see this character older being like, no, this is how it was. This is how it still is. And it's like, no, dude, you've been in jail for 18 years and everything has changed around you. So it's sort of just relearning everything that you thought was truth to not be truthful anymore.
Gotcha.
And I'm only on chapter 2 right now, but okay. It's phenomenal.
I've seen a couple things about it. I'm not a fan, nor have I played any of the Yakuza series, but I've seen people talking about it. Did I see right that this is like a shorter game? Like this is not that long?
I don't know.
Okay. Because I was trying to remember if it was this one or another one that I saw that just came out and people were like, oh yeah, I'm done with it already. And I was like, wait a minute. That seems quick.
No, I think this game's still 40 to 60 hour long game. Yeah.
All right. Maybe I'm thinking of something else and I don't know what
Judgment,
it is.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'd have to look.
Okay.
But
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I saw that come out recently and I figured you'd probably be into it because you like the last one so much.
Yes, I love the last one. And then I played Zero as well, which was like the prequel of all of them. Mm-hmm. So this one, especially like starting from chapter 1 to chapter 2 and the 18-year difference, I guess you get more characters in your party, which I'm just like by myself right now. Mm-hmm. But it's all older men fighting each other, you know? So it's like a whole different perspective where like you're usually used to like young anime kids, mm-hmm. you know, fighting each other in like JRPGs. This is like older men that smoke cigarettes that are like out of shape, possibly. Like, it's good. It's really good. The humor is amazing. But like just the shocking parts in the beginning, I was just like, wow, like what the fuck is going on? But it opens up your eyes where you're like, yeah, this is shit that happens in our world, you know, that you don't hear about every day. So
I might have to check it out. That just came out for PC. I was just looking at it because I think you were playing Yakuza 0 like the last time I was on the podcast. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the reviews for this look stunning, and
it's great.
As does it sounds like a similar experience from what you're saying, so might be worth checking out on my PC.
Ooh.
Yeah, you should. Cool. Kelly, what were you playing?
So I know last time I talked about how I was in like a rut of video gaming, and I was like, I don't know what it is. I can't figure it out. I want something, but I don't know what I want. But I want it to be like the things I like to play and the games I liked that were older, that I enjoyed, that I've already completed, but I want it to be new.
Yeah. And
I was being really terrible, like just assuming that there would be things out there that would fit this mold when they probably don't. But I found one that fit the mold, honestly, and I wasn't expecting it to. So I was not 100% planning on day oneing this, but I ended up getting it pretty early because I thought, oh, what the hell? I've got nothing else right now that's really piquing my interest. Like, let's give it a shot. I bought the new Call of Duty Cold War.
Oh, that is shocking.
Isn't it? So
who are you? Are you Tony?
Right? I know. I feel very Tony-esque. Like when I was thinking about what I was going to say on this podcast, I'm like, I'm going to be Tony today.
Yeah.
Let me slick my little blonde hairs back and talk about my Call of Duty time. So I truly enjoyed Black Ops, the first one, when I was in college. I played the shit out of that game. I played that game so much. Multiplayer, I beat the campaign. And I think I even started the campaign again on a different mode just because I was like in college and bored. And I didn't have a lot of games to choose from because I was also poor. And I played this game so much that I just loved it. And then I basically dropped off of Call of Duty at that point. Like Black Ops 2 came out. I was like, meh. Black Ops 3 came out and I was like, meh. All these other ones came out and I was like, Modern Warfare came out and I was like, it's okay. But it still wasn't scratching the itch that I had from Black Ops 1. And I popped this game in. No shit. Like the first match I played multiplayer, I was like, fuck, this feels exactly like the original Black Ops. Like, I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's the time period, but also something about how they're doing their story and how they're doing their gameplay and how the maps are laid out, I think also feels very original Black Ops to me. So did you play the first one at all?
I've actually never played Black Ops. I was always a Modern Warfare person when I was playing it. Yeah.
All right,
so I played World at War, but never as far as Black Ops.
Yeah. So that one was like kind of like you were back in, I guess it was like almost kind of a similar time period of like the Cold War. And I can't remember exactly what period it was.
Vietnam. In the Cold War, kind of,
I believe
I was in college same time. I kind of remember.
Yeah, I believe Vietnam was in there. I was trying to think back on some of the maps to think of the places, but I think you're right. So it was a similar time period, and now this one, like I was playing the campaign a little bit. I didn't get too far into it. I've been playing a lot of multiplayer too, but it's cool because in the campaign you're like a CIA operative, like you're going and trying to track down different people and you're working with a team and you have to travel to these places across the world. And it's aligning with, like Cold War style events and things that happened in history. Like Ronald Reagan's there. So you get
that caught my attention in the commercials.
Yeah, he's there and he looks pretty Ronald Reagan-ish. He looks really good graphically. But I think the coolest thing for me is I've been playing the campaign and yes, you're going around shooty. And then there's times when you come back.
Shooty.
Yeah. You come back and you are in a cutscene and it's like you're talking to your teammates and you're in front of like the board where you got all the things pinned on the map and shit. And then you go up and look at the board to get your next mission and you have to uncover clues and you have to try to guess like who is the person you're looking for out of the suspect list or what's the password to this floppy disk or, whatever. And you have to literally go find the clues in these maps that you're playing on, like in these, like your missions and stuff. And then you have to come back and you can come back to the board and uncover so you can try to guess correctly so you can get these answers. So while it's also a first-person shooter, there's this element of like a puzzle to it as well, which I really like. Actually, it gives me kind of more of a mission than just I got to go out and blast the hell out of everybody I see in front of me for the next mission. I have to actually look for a piece of paper that says this password on it or whatever. So it's kind of different. And I don't think that, anybody who's played any of the other Call of Duties that I haven't, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think they've really done that in any of the other campaigns that I've seen or heard that they've done any kind of puzzling, put it together, uncover the clues kind of mystery thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's really good. A lot of the maps feel very similar in the multiplayer, feel very similar to the multiplayer maps in Black Ops. A lot of the guns are similar. So overall, it basically is an entirely new game that feels like an old game, which is what I asked for. And I know that maybe this is a little skewed review because I've seen a lot of people who are like, this game is not that great. And that's fine. I don't blame you if you don't think so, if you don't have this attachment to apparently it like I do. You probably think Modern Warfare was way better or whatever. But I'm really enjoying it so far. I haven't played the zombies yet, and I'm looking forward to playing that because I've heard that's pretty good. So that's pretty much what I've been doing.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, Black Ops, the original one, was when they first started the zombies, right?
Yeah, that was the very first zombies.
Yeah, and I never got into zombies, so, and that's because I didn't have Black Ops. But yeah, I remember friends.
I guess I did play
about
Black Ops then, because I was going to say the extent of my playing Call of Duty was mostly like dorm rooms, zombies.
Oh, we played.
I thought that was maybe a part of World at War too, but I guess that was Black Ops.
Yeah, that was the very first Black Ops, and you had to like go around the room and put the boards up, and yeah, there was a ton. I remember a ton of nights just hanging out, having a couple drinks, and watching people or taking turns playing zombies in somebody's living room.
Nice.
It's fun. It's a good time. Yeah, no, I recommend it.
Cool. Sam, have you been playing anything?
Yeah, so my list is a little bit more encompassing of a larger time period because of the infrequency I really get to sit down and dive into anything. But there's been a few things over the last couple of weeks that have kind of stuck with me. Some of the bigger ones, especially because I recently got into I'm a PC gamer for the most part. I have a Nintendo Switch, but I mostly play PC, and I got the Xbox Game Pass for PC, and it opened up a couple of games that I never really gave a chance, or just new games that were worth checking out. One of the big ones being Microsoft Flight Simulator, believe it or not.
I've heard great things about this.
It can be as much of an in-depth simulator or kind of just a relaxing experience as you want it to be. I go for the latter, where I keep the controls pretty straightforward. I don't have any like flight yoke or anything like that. I just have an Xbox controller, and I actually like to like set up little like prop planes and stuff and go fly around like locations that I'm familiar with, because the coolest part about the game is the way that the AI has been able to recreate like real life maps. So like I can literally fly out of the New Cumberland airport and like fly over the neighborhoods, fly towards like, you know, recognizable landmarks. And if you get to like bigger cities, there's actually like real 3D representations of the cities. And I don't know, I've always kind of been about like the like 3D representation of like real stuff or like simulation kinds of things. So that one's been a lot of fun to play. I played the absolute crap out of the Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remake for probably about 10 days straight when I had the chance to play.
It's really good.
Oh my gosh. I mean, Tony Hawk 2 was a game that I've played back to front so many times that I felt right at home, but it was kind of nice to have like a refreshed like Tony Hawk style game that wasn't like it felt, the feel of that game was just very familiar compared to some of the other attempts to redo Tony Hawk. So that was a lot of fun. One game that I never thought I would play and I ended up enjoying quite a bit was No Man's Sky in its current iteration. I've another kind of not necessarily relaxing, but it gives you that vibe of and you know, a while ago, Beau and I discussed one of my favorite games in his, Firewatch, and not the same gameplay style, but still that opportunity to kind of just explore and you know, build and craft until you really start to gain some momentum. It can be pretty frustrating at the beginning to try and like get your footing and actually get something going, but once you do, it's kind of worth the wait. So I've enjoyed playing that and actually like getting off the planet and seeing what the procedurally generated galaxy is like. It's fun to just kind of see where the roads go, so to speak.
Yeah, I would love to actually get off of any of the planets that I started on, but I never got that far.
It takes some persistence.
Yeah, I just hated like mining and like just trying to find stuff and not really knowing what to do.
It's kind of a luck of the draw scenario too. Like once you finally
you can definitely get into a world that's poisonous and you're like, oh, cool, I'm just dying right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's super frustrating if you get in the wrong scenarios, and I can understand. Like I heard so many bad reviews of it, I just kind of avoided it. But now that it was a part of Game Pass, I was like, I got to check it out. I've been hearing about this game for like 6 years now, it feels like. So it was cool to check it out a little bit. Otherwise, a couple little games that I played. Lonely Mountains Downhill is just this like silly little like it's sort of a 3D game, but it's sort of that forced perspective 3D a la like Super Nintendo, where it almost looks pre-rendered. like you're forced into one camera angle, but it's like a downhill mountain biking game. Not really anything other than complete the trail however you can. It's kind of a fun, like, pick it up for a minute or two and play it, relaxing kind of game. Another one called,
they have that on the Switch.
Yeah, it's on a couple of different platforms. I play it on PC, but it's definitely on Switch as well. And it's a part of Game Pass. It's sort of a funny art style too, almost like I don't know what they call it, but that sort of
like cell blocking,
cell shade. Yeah, that's definitely it's kind of like that, sort of like I compare it to like the Untitled Goose Game. If you saw like the art style of that, it's almost like 2D flat, but it's that perspective. So that's been cool.
Yeah, I might check that out on the Switch, actually.
It's worth checking out if it's a couple bucks. I wouldn't say it's worth shelling out too much money for, but it's it's the kind of game that you can just pick up and put down and like not a time. Like it works in cycles where like you have to get to certain checkpoints to get down the hills. So you kind of just keep repeating the checkpoints so you get the patterns down, and it can be enjoyable. And it's kind of, I at least in sort of a sick, twisted way, find it humorous when the guy goes like way off course and wrecks his bike and you have to like start over. But I don't know. I think it's fun to just like send him like full like extreme biker dude into the woods and just see what happens from time to time, because you don't really like lose too much progress.
Right. Yeah, I was just looking at it. It looks like cute. Like
it is. It was just like an off the cuff game that I was like, I like downhill. I like mountains. I'll check it out. I'm not really that lonely, but that sounds cool. I played this game called Retro Wave. It's like the best thing I can describe it is it's like if you took one of those like Tiger handheld games of a racing game, put it on a computer screen, made some really sweet 3D graphics, and then tried to make it look like it was recorded on a VHS tape.
Oh.
It's a very weird art style, but it's an aesthetic that I've been a fan of lately. So I think it was like a $2 Steam game or something like that. So it's literally like you drive in 2 or 3 lanes, you avoid cars as you drive, and you rack up a score. Like when I was a kid and I had like a Tiger handheld or like one of those, like that kind of game, but with a more modern aesthetic. It's another like quick pickup kind of game, because that's sort of been what I have time for these days.
Gotcha.
And then I played the Madden 19 roster update known as Madden 21, because I like a good football game, and Madden 21 isn't one, but it's that kind of year. And I just wanted to play a football game because they're kind of fun for a little bit, and I'm already tired of it. And I'm glad I got it on sale, because EA is phoning that game in. Like I've played different iterations of it, and it doesn't feel that much different.
Yeah.
I wish that other people like 2K or even like first parties like Microsoft or Sony had a crack at, doing something for all the systems and not just a first party. That EA exclusivity on that game has passed its prime. I was also a big fan of 2K's football entries way back in the day, but
I say bring back fucking Blitz.
Well, Blitz is probably still more fun than most new Madden games. I mean,
but just bring back Blitz with upgraded graphics.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd take like 8 polygons like they were in the arcades, like
that too. Like have the teams, have the rosters, but then also have that code system in the beginning where you can like mash the buttons and like get like big bobbleheads or proximity mines on the field.
Oh,
or,
absolutely.
Like whatever.
Say if Midway still existed and could crank out a sweet arcade game that is true to and similar to like Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remake, like in that same feel and that style, people try to do like sort of arcadey style football games in this day and age, but I just want something that has that feel. That would be so much more fun.
Yeah, it'd be great.
But other than that, I played Super Mario 3D All-Stars because I needed another way to play Super Mario 64. And
Why? Because you don't own it?
No, I was kidding. I was being very sarcastic.
Okay.
I have,
All right.
I have
figured,
it like ported to my
okay.
PC. I have it on my flash card. I have it on. If there's a way to play it, I have it. And I bought I bought 3D All Stars because
you thought it was going to sell out real quick, and there's a limited number.
Why everybody else bought it.
I honestly bought it because I wanted to play Sunshine and Galaxy, because those systems kind of passed me by. I was like the kind of kid that had an N64 and then went to a PS2 and then went to, either stuck with PlayStation or had an Xbox, and the GameCube, the Wii, all kind of passed me by at certain ages. So I've always heard good things, at least about Galaxy. I don't hear as many good things about Sunshine, but either way, they're both, decent games in their own respects. So I haven't, of course, I say that, but I started playing Mario 64 for the umpteenth time and enjoyed that. And I've played a couple minutes of Sunshine so far, but it was worth the purchase. But
was it?
Yeah, no, I'll stand by it. It was worth the purchase because I don't own the other two games, and the presentation of those games is pretty fantastic in like nice crispy HD. Because I tend to put my Switch on my screen, not necessarily as much handheld right now.
Same.
So, yeah, it was worth it. But
all right,
that's my Reader's Digest list.
Yeah, I probably would have only bought it for Galaxy and a little bit of Sunshine. I've never beaten Sunshine, and Galaxy, like you said, like all of Wii games essentially like pass by me as well. Like I must have got my license then or something. But yeah, like Wii was never really a big console that I played on, and I never really enjoyed playing with the controllers, which all of our listeners and you guys know, like I'm just not a Wii fan. But I did buy Galaxy, and I did buy Galaxy 2 when I got the Wii U kiosk, and I've played a little bit of them, and I really do like them. I just haven't gotten back to them because it's not like a game that's like, I need to play more because I need to know the story, because there is no story to it, really. Like
it's a Mario story.
Yeah. Like if Kayla,
and that's it.
if Kayla would play with me, like collecting the stars while I like ran around, like that would be a lot of fun, but she's just not into doing like mindless stuff like that. When it comes to gaming, she actually wants to be a part of the game. So yeah.
I think they also probably hooked me on the fact that it's a Mario All-Stars game, and I have a lot of nostalgia for the original Mario All-Stars on Super Nintendo, because that's really how I got indoctrinated into the original NES Mario games more than their original versions. Like I eventually found the NES, but I was a Super Nintendo kid, and as soon as I saw like the Mario All-Stars thing, I was like, oh, it's another Mario All-Stars. Like, yeah, that it hits the right nostalgia chord for this sucker over here.
Yeah, I'm actually just getting a little sick of Nintendo doing shit like this. And
repackaging the same game you already own to buy it in a new version.
Like I used to be about it, and I still sort of am. It's just like when that hit, I had no want to buy it. And then the same thing with the Game & Watch. I'm just like, why is everyone
I guess
buying?
I shouldn't tell you I have that too.
No, it's fine. What do you think about it? Honestly,
it's neat. It's
how much was it? $60?
Yeah. And
then how long? Can I guess how long you've played on it?
Yeah.
So you ran through all your lives, and then you put it back in the box.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So how long did that take? Like 7.5 minutes?
I was going to say between 5 and 7 minutes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the sad part being,
you spent $60 on 7 minutes.
I guess you could say you could spend a lot more money on 7 minutes of other things, but
I guess I'm trying to think of some things, but I don't know.
Worse.
I think the thing that I'm most disappointed in is I have one of the ripoffs of the BitBoy that has like basically the same thing on it.
Well, like the BitBoy is a ripoff, right?
Yeah, the
what you're
BitBoy's a
talking about?
ripoff, but I have a ripoff of the BitBoy.
Of the BitBoy?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I have a ripoff of the BitBoy that's just called like video game or
It's
something.
just called Boy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a ripoff of the BitBoy, and it costs like $20.
Oh my god.
And like it has all the NES Mario games on it, and like Contra and all this other stuff. But
Yeah.
no, they
yeah.
got me. They
Yeah.
got me being a sucker a couple times lately. But
Yeah. I like seeing people's stories, like watching their stories on Instagram being like, Target still has a bunch, Walmart still has a bunch. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, everywhere has
Everyone
a
has them.
bunch. Nintendo printed these out like crazy because it's a game that they have everywhere, you know, like that they've had since the beginning of their video game lifespan. Like they knew that we were all going to buy it, you know, for the most part. But, you know, a lot of people bought it, I think, in hopes to like resell it. And it's just like, no.
Yeah,
and same with the 35th anniversary. Like that All-Stars game is not going to go any more than what it's worth. And maybe you'll get $5 more in 10 years for it. Like it's not going to be a rare game like everyone thought, even though Nintendo was like, hey, it's only going to be out for 3-4 months.
yeah,
You know, you might as well buy
like
it
every
now.
other
It's
new
like,
retail game.
yeah, like no, like you guys printed so much of it because you knew how much it was going to sell. So I don't know.
It's the new age Nintendo scarcity principle.
Yeah,
They make
It's
it
wild.
sound more rare than it is.
So I was, when you were saying about the nostalgia principle of it, and Beau, you were like, I don't like that anymore. It's overworked. I can agree to that a little bit. I think my take on it right now, as in the age that we are, I think that I'm okay with it because the Super Mario All-Stars came out and everybody's like, oh, this is my childhood game. I can have it again or whatever. And then obviously people who cared still have the game already. Like it's not a big deal. It's not like they couldn't play it before or you couldn't locate it or something like that. But I think what it does is I think about like my younger cousin. He never played Super Mario 64. He's like 8 years old. So he gets to experience Super Mario 64 like we did, but, you know, in his graphics now, you know, like he gets to experience that game that changed so much for a lot of us, but he gets to experience it in the Switch graphics that he's used to instead of like backwardsing him to the N64 area and be like, here you go. And he's like, what the hell?
Why is there so many handles on this thing?
Exactly. Like, what am I doing with my thumbs? But I think it gives the accessibility to the newer generation and it keeps the love of Mario going. I think it keeps that like sparkle in video games that we grew up on. And it, you know, obviously if it's selling that much, it stood the test of time. So I hope that the 3D All-Stars kind of pushes those games that we enjoyed as kids into the hands of the younger generation. And they go, yeah, this is why I love Mario. And then, you know, someday, eventually, years from now, we can all sit down and be like, yeah, Super Mario 64. I love that game. And, you know, hug and
yes,
it'll be great.
I think I would rather see an anniversary thing like for Zelda.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll do something.
I bet that's next year.
I don't doubt it.
I would buy that more so. And like, no offense to Mario, like I love Mario, but I don't know. Like with the Zelda games, especially, like they've already upgraded a lot of them, like graphically, where they do actually look better. Whereas Mario 64,
it wasn't upgraded really.
It was
they made
like
the text look nicer.
Yeah,
it was like they put the sharpen scale up, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. I mean, I get it. But we didn't touch on the Game and Watch at all on this podcast, which I think we should probably take a second to touch on that because we haven't. Like, so that came out recently. Came
out last week.
Yeah. I was gonna say last week or 2 weeks ago. Hit the shelves. Everybody was like, "Yeah, Game and Watch time," and I am a handheld lover and collector at heart, and I was this does not spark joy. Like it just wasn't like
odd demographic.
I had Game & Watches. Like I
the
played
demographic is everyone.
Yeah, I've played Game & Watches. I know what Game & Watches are. I understand what it is. Like, I get it. But I just didn't want it. And everybody else was like, yeah, I'm getting it. And yeah, I'm going to whatever. That's great. More power to you. I'm never going to say no to somebody who collects something because it's your thing. Like,
I will.
Who is me to tell you what to do? But that's where we differ, Beau. But I just had no need for it. I was like, okay, what are you going to do? You're going to spend $60 on it. You're going to play it one time. You're going to put it back in the box. It's going to go on your shelf. And then 3 years down the road, you're going to be like, I don't play this, and sell it. So like, why spend the $60 in the first place? That was kind of how I was thinking. And then also, as I looked into it more, as people were getting it and showing it off, I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I appreciate it. But then I saw there are things like it has the clock on it, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is fun.
However, they did not give you a stand for it to make it stand up to make it be a clock. And they put the port in a weird spot. So when you're charging when you're charging it, it's like not even able to stand up and be a clock while you're charging it. Like it was the whole thing was like so skewed and terrible. I was like, wait a minute. Like the one thing it would actually be cool for, like useful every day kind of thing, if you just left it plugged in on your desk or whatever, and then you could pick it up, play a game, and put it back down, I would be like, that's cool. You can't even do that. Like it's not even capable.
That would be the best alarm clock is to have that as an alarm clock where it has a digital readout. It's a LED backlit screen, how it is.
It does look nice when it's a clock.
And then when your alarm goes off, you have to beat that Mario level. Ooh. You know, like or at least you have to play it. Like it's going on. It's like when Mario has 99 seconds left in the level and you're like, oh shit, like I gotta get on it, you know? And you just run through the level then.
It's just
I'm adding in the music as you're explaining this right now.
Cool, great. And then I would be down for it. Like I would totally buy that as an alarm clock. I don't want to buy it as another handheld system that I just put on my shelf that only plays 1 or 2 games. Like that's just, it means nothing to me because I have that game on almost all handheld systems that I already own because most of them are emulators or like play emulators and ROMs or like it's Mario 1. Like we've all played it so much. It's only good for so long, you know?
It's a good game to come back to. Is there a save feature in it?
What's that?
Is there a save feature in it at least?
So it's not necessarily a save feature, but what it does do is that even if it powers off, it keeps your spot. Like if you pause the game and just turn the whole thing off, or if you switch from game to game and you come back to the game, it'll let you pick up where you were.
So if you lose all your lives, you're game over.
But there's also a little Easter egg in the game. At least for Mario and Mario 2, where if you do this button combo when you start the game, it'll let you play through it with infinite lives, which is kind of interesting.
Okay.
So they do make it kind of like an occasional, like there's a few little bells and whistles that are kind of interesting. Just to go into a little bit more detail about it. So it's Mario 1 and 2, but not the Mario 2 that we know here in the States. It's the Lost Levels as we know it.
That's cool. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so it does have the Lost Levels as Mario 2. And then it also has the Game & Watch game Ball. As it would have been. Like it is a little bit novel that when you get the box, it shows as the game Ball. And it's Mario's face or Luigi's face, again, if you put in a funky button combo. For me, it wasn't really even a collectability thing. It was like I was in my car listening to another podcast and they were talking about it and how it sold out in like 5 minutes or whatever. Not 5 minutes, but like an hour or two on Amazon.
Wait, you listen to other podcasts?
Yeah. You know.
I was going to say that. And then you said sold out. And I'm pretty sure it didn't sell out anywhere.
It sold out on
this
Amazon.
Podcast that you're listening to,
Fake news.
It's just an advertisement for fucking Mario games and Nintendo.
Oh my God, you got it.
We don't trust them. We don't trust them.
He's just listening to the Nintendo podcast, like
Yeah.
sponsored by Nintendo.
Miyamoto.
It was called, yes, Miyamoto. No, but they were saying how it sold out fast on Amazon at the time, and then that if you actually went to stores, it was pretty much everywhere. So I was like,
everywhere.
Because I figured when I heard about it, I was like, this is going to be another one of those stupid Nintendo things where like everybody freaks out and has to buy one the second it comes out. And then there's going to be all these scalpers charging, $500 for them. I was like, that's not worth it. But then I happened to hear an episode that came out after the thing had come out. And they're like, oh, yeah, they're pretty easy to find. I was like, all right, I'll check it out. I'm kind of curious. All I'll say is the only things that are a little bit funky is that the buttons on it are like soft buttons like they would have been on a Game & Watch.
Yeah.
The D-pad is great. It's a little small, but it's great.
Soft, like squishy?
Yeah, like almost like rubbery silicone style buttons instead of like NES style because they're smaller. Yeah, it's not really the worst thing. I mean, but we've all played this game a bazillion different ways. Now I do kind of want to dig into like a custom version of a ROM on a Raspberry Pi and see if I could come up with an alarm clock that forces you to play.
Oh my God.
The last 100 seconds of a Mario level.
Right.
I feel like there has to be another consequence though. Cause like, what's your motivation other than you have to do it?
The sound doesn't turn
going.
off.
Yeah,
that's
the music
true.
keeps going.
I'll put it on like a speaker that just gets louder and louder and louder.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mario anxiety alarm clock.
Yeah.
I'd buy it.
The sound speeds up while it gets louder.
Mario, but faster.
Right.
Yeah.
Faster and louder. Oh, that sounds terrible. As a not morning person, I feel like maybe that would get me excited to get out of bed, like on paper. But then when it came time to it and I owned it, I would just be like, oh, what the hell did you do to yourself? Like, why did you buy this? This is the worst possible thing you could have done to yourself.
I'll tell you what, I just got a new cell phone. I got an iPhone XR.
Oh, welcome to the future.
Yeah, welcome to 2018.
Yeah, I know. It was like 17
I have
or something.
That phone. I'm just kidding.
I do too. So.
I had an iPhone 6 for the longest time, and the battery literally lasted like as soon as I would wake up, it'd be at 100%, and then 2 minutes later, it'd be at 80%. It was,
oh no,
it was horrible.
Well, I was gonna say, so you able to take your own Instagram photos now?
Yes.
And not use Kayla's phone.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I've been doing that. That's nice.
Good for you.
I'm enjoying Instagram more than I used to. For that reason, I'm on my phone more, which is, I guess, a good thing or a bad thing. But either way, what I was getting at, alarm sounds. So there's this thing with the XR where you can set a bedtime like schedule or whatever.
Yes.
And then when your alarm goes off when you want it to, oh my God, it's like the default sound on it is so amazing.
It's like a polite volume increase too.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's like it's like not birds chirping, but you almost feel like birds are chirping, and like just like the start of a brand new day. And I'm just like this is amazing.
It's a gentle awakening noise. It's not jarring.
So good. It's so good. And I try to look it up on my alarms, like just to set an alarm, and it wasn't there.
Yeah, so you can only do it in bedtime.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? But
exclusive alarm.
Oh, I love it. It's so amazing. So I'm glad you guys know what I'm talking about.
Keep chasing that feeling till it's like 4:15 and you just don't want to be up yet for the will of anything. And
Yes,
it'll start to come back to earth, but it is pretty fantastic.
It is. It is.
No, I agree. I am a person who my friends will tell you, like my friend that I lived with in college, like an alarm would go off and I would still be asleep and she'd be like, get up, what are you doing? And I would still be asleep and she'd have to come off and turn off my alarm and be like, yo, get up, like physically move me to awaken me. So I always thought like you have to put on the most jarring alarm because you sleep through alarms. So I was like putting on these jarring alarm sounds, and then I got this bedtime one and I was like, oh, it's like a gentle nudging of daylight and bliss into your morning, and as I awaken, like the zombie
it's like a wonderful
am.
life.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful life waking up, and you're just
I
like,
wake
I'm in a
up
movie.
I hate it, and I despise everything about it, but at least it sounds nice.
Yes.
So that's
nice.
that.
I use the one that's called Sunny.
Okay.
I don't have them memorized, so
I don't either. I'm looking at it on my phone right now.
Okay, I'll take your word that it's good.
I don't know how to find it, but I just went with the default one, and it's amazing. Either way, let's this is a video game podcast and not an alarm sounding podcast.
Let's bring it back.
We are your Thanksgiving ham podcast.
Yes, all that. Maybe
I
we'll
moved on
name
a few beers too.
Yeah, I'm on my third beer actually.
That should be our episode name, the Thanksgiving ham.
I'm fine with that. Have I talked about this beer yet, Kelly? It's called Boomerang Parrot.
I don't feel like you have. I think I would have remembered that one.
So it's a double IPA from Evergreen. It's a parrot with a cowboy hat on it.
Oh my god. I love it already.
It's like very browns and tans. Oh my god, the parrot has a boomerang with like a snake drawing.
So he's like a Crocodile Dundee parrot?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, this parrot's so badass.
Now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
Parrot. Oh yeah, it's so good. But this is an 8.2%. This might be my favorite double IPA from Evergreen. I got it a couple weeks ago. What's that?
I was going to say, is it still there? Because I might have to go get some.
Yeah. I mean, it's at Glenn Miller's.
Okay, I'm going to Glenn Miller's tomorrow.
Yeah, they do 16s of it.
Yeah, it's super good. Like I got it a couple weeks ago, and that's why I was wondering, did I talk about it on the podcast? Because I remember liking it, and I was like, I want something that I know that I like. This is definitely it. It's really good double IPA.
Does it have any like flavors, like any standout flavors?
It's a little like milky tasting almost, like a New England, but like just like almost like a subtle mango taste near the end. Yeah, it's very different. It's just like smooth and good. Like that last one that I had, even though it was a 5.2, the Citra drink just doesn't taste quality compared to this one that's an 8.2. But I mean, I've had some bad ones from Evergreen too, or not bad ones, but ones that I'm like, I don't want to drink this one again.
Gotcha. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, Boomerang Parrot is up there on my scale.
Well, speaking of drinking quality, my second beer of the night is the essence of quality. It is a beer known as National Bohemian.
Oh no.
And it is an American lager.
Oh my god.
Brewed in the land of pleasant living, Athens, Georgia, by way of Baltimore, Maryland.
What is it?
It's a shitty beer. It's Natty Beau.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
It's my go-to. I'm sitting in my basement drinking a beer because I grew up an Orioles fan. And then when you are old enough to drink beer, you just start drinking Natty Beaus to go with it. Honestly, it's like the beer that I drink every time that I'm not drinking a beer that I actually want. Like a decent quality beer. I love Natty Beau. It's simple. I enjoy the flavor of it, even for just like a plain old lager. But yeah, it's my go-to. I actually had another Trogs, a Dreamweaver, in between there. I'm sure you guys are probably at least familiar with that. I mean, I'll be honest though, that has more of a Heffy vibe than I kind of remember it having when I think about it. And then when I have one, it comes back to me because Dreamweaver is actually the first case of beer I ever went to a beer distributor and bought when I was old enough to. So it has a special place in my heart. But I don't remember it coming across quite as much like some of your more traditional like German Hefeweizens.
I think it's like almost banana.
Yeah, and that's definitely a part of it too. But yeah, that's an interesting one. They actually advise mixing that with Mad Elf half and half in their blends, the Mad Dreams blend.
Mad Dream, yes.
And I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, my dad for Christmas every year for like couple years, he would go get a case of Dreamweaver and a case of Mad Elf, and he would like divvy it up and give some to his buddies for Christmas. And, you know, like here you can make your own Mad Dreams at home kind of thing. And so that was like his gift for a couple years.
That's
after
awesome.
He went to the brewery and had it like the first time, like when they were like, yeah, here's this thing we're doing.
Right.
And
Yeah. They're
like,
winter
his mind
blends.
was like blown by it. He was like, what do you mean you can mix these beers?
Yeah, they always push that, and then they push the Mad Elf and the chocolate stout.
Yeah.
The chocolate elf. But yeah, no, shout out to Dreamweaver, Justin Weaver. It's a former teacher of mine who lays claim to that being named after him to certain notoriety.
Was it?
Yeah. The answer I got from Chris Trogner was, we like to let him think that.
Yeah, of course.
He's out there weaving the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's a longtime friend of theirs. So he
okay. Cool.
He's a good guy.
Good. All right,
Well, let's talk
Natty Beau.
Yeah, Natty Beau.
Let's get off of that.
Yes, let's talk about Game of the Year nominees, and I'm just talking about the Game of the Year.
Yes.
All right, we're not going to go through all the other
The
nominations and stuff.
Yeah.
We're not going to go
Categories,
through
yeah.
Content Creator of the Year.
No,
I took such
that'd be us,
extensive
precisely.
notes.
It'd be precisely.
I didn't even know that was. I didn't even know that was a category.
It's not one anyone takes seriously. Game of the Year is the important one.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to name them, and then we'll talk about them. All right.
Yes.
Animal Crossing: New Horizons, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Hades, Ghost of Tsushima, Doom Eternal, The Last of Us Part 2. So there's 6 nominees. Honestly, I'm like disappointed in this year.
Well,
and I don't know why. And it,
look what we had to work with.
I do know why. It's because I've only played one of these games, I guess.
But I mean, look at the year we had to work with, though.
Yes.
Like, there wasn't a lot going on because there couldn't be a lot going on.
There were a lot of games, though, that did still come out this year.
There were a lot of games that came out, but I don't think that there were a lot of excellent games, because I think a lot of the excellent games that would have come out this year got pushed a little bit. I think in the production. So it kind of left a hole. And these games, I mean, I think I've heard good things about all these games, except I really haven't heard too much about Doom Eternal or Hades. Those are the only 2 I didn't really hear much about, but everything else I think I've heard enough about that I can say that the majority of people who have played them were enjoying them.
So
I can say I've heard, yes, I was just going to talk about Doom as well.
Yeah, Doom came out really early this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's probably not like on your radar. But yeah, people loved the hell out of Doom.
Love Doom, and that is like a loved franchise.
Yeah.
So I assumed that people loved it, and I don't. But I just don't. I think
But
I don't.
it's not a story-based game or
I think
anything.
I don't surround
Not
myself.
a heavily story-based game anyway.
And
People
I
who
heard the
play
story
Doom.
sucked.
Well, it's as simple as most other Doom games. I will say I haven't played Doom Eternal, but I did play the 2016 Doom, and it is a very, very smooth experience for a shooter. It's a fun experience if you hadn't picked up a Doom game in a while. Not that there's that many that often, but there was a lot of nods to like the original, like some fan service in there. I will say I heard nothing but very good things about Doom Eternal. So I'm not as surprised to see it there as I am the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Because it's a remake?
Because it's a remake solely. Like, I get that it's like it came out. Like, is it? I know that it's like a ground up recreation, and it's not just like a reskin of the game.
I mean, yeah. Have you ever played Final Fantasy VII, the original?
No.
Okay. Have you seen Final Fantasy VII, the original?
Yes.
Graphically, the polygons.
Sure. Yeah.
And then have you seen video of the new one.
100%. Yeah. I mean, I'm familiar with the whole development. It's been going on, for years now.
Yeah. You can't take one and make the other besides taking the story from the first one.
I guess just what I mean, though, is it's like when you really boil down the elements of the game, it's still the same game. It's I don't know. It's like I put it in the same, no matter how you boil it down, you still have to kind of put it in that same category as the other remakes that are ultimately like maybe like reverse engineered like engines, so to speak, rather than like just, putting a new like what Nintendo does with the slapping on of a new version of the game onto a new console. I know it's not just like us. It's a faithful reimagining rather than just like a port.
It is. And then so on top of just the graphics alone, there's a whole new battle system with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where instead of just turn-based, it's an action battle system.
Okay.
So that's completely different. And then I also believe, because there's like 3 parts with this one and only the first part came out, I believe that the story is significantly different or takes a different turn near the end of this first segment of this one. And I could be wrong about that, but it's something different than what was in the original one.
Well, then I could probably have to stand by actually trying it before being too critical.
Yes. The only part about it that sucks is that it's called Final Fantasy VII Remake. But the remake is what throws everyone off, I feel like.
Wasn't there a game last year? Because I feel like I'm having a deja vu. Wasn't there a game last year that we were like, oh, this can't be Game of the Year nominee because it was a remake, and it was like, boom, right there on the Game of the Year nominees. And we're like, what is going on? And I can't remember what game it was now. Do you remember?
I remember that feeling.
Well, let's see. I'm looking through to try and find.
I was going to have to look it up because I feel like we had this conversation last year about a different game because it was remade.
So the nominees last year were
Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, it says Resident Evil 2. It say Death Stranding's on there, Smash Bros. Ultimate, Outer World. Well, just I say for sake of comparison, just like the list of games from last year compared to what's there this year. I mean, you've got.
Feels kind of similar.
I guess it's like you've got your Nintendo representation. It's just like I feel like you've got like a couple of fairly big tentpole titles from big developers, whereas you look at the list this year seems just a little different. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Final Fantasy VII remake I did not play yet. I did want to because people said
I played the demo of it and it was awesome.
Yeah, people had said that the style of battle was different, and that was my biggest gripe with Final Fantasies. I did not like the battle style when I tried to play it. So hearing that was changed to more of an action, I could get into it. So I could actually give this RPG that everybody rants and raves about a real shot, because I would actually get hooked on it, hopefully, with the battle style. So that is one thing that on this list that I did not play that I want to play, but I was kind of also waiting for the other parts to come out before I do it. So
yeah, I'd rather buy like the big, like 3-part collector's edition of it, I mean,
I don't need collector's edition, but I'd like to have all parts available when I play.
That's what I mean. I want the standard edition that doesn't take up that much space on my shelf,
right?
But have all 3 of them together.
The multi-pack.
Yeah,
a multi-pack. Yeah, so that's Final Fantasy VII. I don't really have too much to say on that.
Yeah, I don't think Last of Us Part 2 is going to get it because of everyone not liking certain parts of it. Like I've never played the first one or the second one like you, Kelly.
Yeah, but I know that people were disappointed in a lot of things that they shouldn't have been disappointed in, is what it sounds like.
The whole gaming culture and like Twitter and all that, I just feel like people just want to talk about everything that they're disappointed in. you know?
Mhm.
Like they're just not satisfied with life for some reason.
I think that the world in general, people right now, we have the ability to voice our opinion publicly.
Yes.
So I think people complain a lot more about things because they have the ability to do that. Whereas
And because it gets a reaction, positive or negative.
Yeah, people are attention seeking inherently. But also, I mean, like they just want to share their opinion, and before there really wasn't a way to do that. So if the opinion can get out there, they want to share what they're thinking, which is fine. I don't, you know,
You can almost do it in real time too.
Yeah, you can. I would love to hear an honest opinion from people about what they think, good or bad, regardless of what it is, because I just want to know, like, what are people's thoughts about certain things. So that watching that unfold was interesting because as somebody who's not played either, you sit there and you were watching people get excited. Oh, part 2's coming. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I love this one. And then part 2 came out, and then you just slowly started watching this dip of people being like, yay, it's out. This is great. Oh no. Like it was just, you kind of watched it descend a little bit. And I didn't think it was going to do that because the way people were hyped about it to start with. So that's kind of disappointing, but I agree with you. I don't think that's going to win at all.
No. Hades, I've heard really good things about Hades, actually.
I haven't heard anything, I don't think, about
I've heard amazing things, so much that I almost downloaded it. But like graphically, it looks really cool. It's an indie game, which is great that an indie game is at the top of the list for Game of the Year nominees. But it's an isometric, like dungeon crawler, almost like Diablo, but like faster pace with more colorful graphics. Which
is that like on all? Is that on all things, or is that like
yes,
it's on PC for like
you definitely can get it for Switch.
Now. Yeah, all right,
and PS4, I believe too. Like it, supposedly it's really good, and it also has like a lot of good lore in it, and like truthful, like godlike Nordic lore or whatever.
Hades is Greek, so.
Yes,
Greek.
That's what I mean then. Greek. I'm not, yes. It's lore. God damn it. It's lore.
I've seen it be used as like an example game for certain like graphics card developers showing off like because of all the color and stuff that's in it. That's really the extent to which I've heard about it. The developer is teeny tiny company.
Yeah.
They only have a couple of games, which is kind of neat.
Yes. So I'm rooting for them for that reason. And because everyone really loved this game, I'm not really an isometric top down player of games. Like I might like it, but I just didn't like the trailer didn't do it for me.
Okay.
Even though it looked cool, like colorful wise, like I love colorful games. I love bright, colorful games, but I was like, I don't know if I'm actually really going to like this game.
Yeah, dungeon crawlers aren't my wheelhouse for sure. Yeah. I definitely skip those a lot, so that's probably why I haven't heard of it.
Appropriate to check out as a PC game.
Yeah.
I don't know that if I was sitting on a console, like on a couch playing it, that I would enjoy it because like it seems like there's a lot of detail that you would enjoy either on a handheld or like close up on a PC screen.
Right.
Even
and there's actually
with
like
a mouse.
There's like good voice acting with it and stuff, like with like the gods like coming up and talking, you know, to Hades or whoever. And like it seems cool. It seems well done for being an indie game.
Okay. I mean, it sounds good enough for me to want to check it out only for the sake of telling Scott about it because he likes Diablo and he's a PC gamer. So I feel like that's
he would probably like it then.
His wheelhouse.
And I think it's a game that actually has like an ending where Diablo.
Yeah, you just
keep going. I know. Yeah, it doesn't really. Yeah,
because he's been playing that game for like he's been playing Diablo 3 for like 6 years, and no end in sight.
What are you guys putting your money on? Who do you think is going to win?
We didn't talk about the other two though.
Okay.
We didn't share our feelings. Let's talk about Animal Crossing.
Please.
Well, I think that this made that up there because this is the Nintendo. You know, we have to have a representation from Nintendo here. And also there was like 3 months of this year where people who didn't even play video games were going out and buying this game.
Remember that 6 weeks where people actually cared about Animal Crossing?
No, it was a couple months.
I know. In the gaming world, it was a lot longer, but I feel like there was this point in time where like I'd go on Facebook and like people that I've never even known to play a video game are like a couple weeks into Animal Crossing at that point back in like May, and it was surreal.
I convinced 2 people who did not own a Switch and who did not play video games at all to buy a Switch and Animal Crossing. So
that should say a lot, honestly.
I did my legwork for you, Nintendo, this year, and I'm expecting a sponsorship for Christmas. So I will be waiting underneath the tree for that big fat check. Comically large. Okay. But no, Animal Crossing was like a huge like theme for almost anybody this year. It did not matter if you played video games. It did not matter if you were a hardcore gamer or softcore gamer, or if you were somebody who never played video games, or if you were a child, or if you were elderly. It didn't matter who you were. This game was out and people are like, everything sucks, but this is great. So I see that this was definitely a great game to pass the time with this year. It's exactly what we needed for the world as far as a Nintendo game, or a game, just a game to bring the world together. It was like when Pokemon Go came out. It was the same vibe. Like everybody was talking about it. Everybody was doing it, kind of brought us together, made everything a little brighter. But I don't know if it would win Game of the Year.
I would love for it to win Game of the Year.
I would too. I would love nothing more, but I don't think it will. And do you know why? Do you know why I don't think it will win?
Why?
Because I think Ghost of Tsushima will.
Yeah, I mean that's where I was going to put my money on. I just because it's a very good like story base first person game.
It's detailed. It's beautiful. Yeah. There's a lot going on. It's literally the encapsulation of what a video game should be. Like you've got, the beautiful graphics. You've got a detailed story. You've got action. You've got music. You've got all these things that came together to make the perfect storytelling element happen for a feudal era Japan samurai thing. I don't really know the whole story because I didn't play it, but watching gameplay of it and watching other things, like it just seemed to encapsulate what a video game should be. And the fact that this came out, when did this come out? This came out earlier this year too,
July.
Right? Oh, was it July?
Yeah.
I thought it was way earlier. Oh, well, anyway, it's still like people are still playing the crap out of that game right now. Like Animal Crossing came out in March, and I would say 80% of the people who played it have dipped off. But Ghost of Tsushima came out in July, and I would say 80% of the people are still playing it from July to now, and they're putting a lot of time into it, or have put all the time into it that they can. So
yeah, and I know that they've did a multiplayer thing too.
Right, yeah, they just did an update for it. I don't know what the update was. I didn't look into it, but yeah, I know that they're still adding to it. Like they're not just saying here's the game and we were done with it, but they added to it. And I wouldn't be surprised if they keep doing that, or if they work on a continuation of it. Like if they work on the second one eventually, because this one did so well. I don't know. That's my front runner. And I don't even know that much about the game. I'm putting it before Animal Crossing, which I played the heck out of this year. So I don't know. I think that one would win it because I think it covers a lot of bases when it comes to video games.
I'm kind of torn because while I like the idea of a console exclusive, like either Ghost of Tsushima or even Animal Crossing winning Game of the Year, there's also a part of me that wishes that Game of the Year encompassed something that was multi-platform, that like the largest consensus of people maybe had the opportunity to play it on some kind of platform. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like that shouldn't necessarily mean it's more pervasive or more successful. And honestly, I don't know the first thing about Ghost of Tsushima. I'm not in the modern PlayStation world anymore, but it seems like it has a shot.
Well, I think if we looked at Game of the Year every year being what was most played across all platforms kind of thing, you'd be looking at the same games. You'd be looking at that iteration of Madden. You'd be looking at that iteration of Call of Duty.
Well, I don't even necessarily mean like the most played. I guess I just mean like of the nominees that they're considering good games, that be sort of a feather in the cap of the games that they've selected. I don't think just because everyone plays it, it's the best game. I mean,
I get what you're saying. I just think that we'd see a lot of the same shit every year if they.
Well, it's kind of funny because they have that award too, the continuing game or whatever they call it.
Same shit every year award.
Same shit award.
Same shit, different year.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't know. It's gonna be. I think it does come down to those two, but I've got to say that the sushi's going to take it for me.
I think if I made my picks, I'll go purely based on preference here and say that I hope it's either Animal Crossing because I played that the most of any of them. But I think my other pick, just to be sort of a wild card, is going to be Doom Eternal, just out of the sake of the fact that I'm the most familiar.
Okay. So you're saying...
So you're going with Ghosts?
I'm going with Ghosts, yeah.
I'm surprised that you want to go with Animal Crossing.
No, in my heart, I want Animal Crossing to win, but I don't think... I think that Ghosts will win.
Okay. Then I'm going to go with Final Fantasy VII.
Okay. Pulled that one out.
And then in my heart, I feel like Animal Crossing might actually win this one.
Okay. I would love nothing more than to be wrong and have Animal Crossing win and just be so excited because how much I love that and how much it meant to everybody this year. Truly, like it really was a game that meant a lot to a lot of people, even if it was for a short amount of time.
And I think that's why it might actually win, so many people were playing it when it was the darkest in our country or in the world, like
I think
everyone was like trying to like grasp onto some type of reality or some help in some type of way. And Animal Crossing was that,
I agree. I think that when years from now, when we look back on video game history, I think that game will stand out because of the situation that we had. I think that I don't know how it will stand out. Like, I don't know if it's going to be, like a classic essentially, or if it's just going to be the game that everybody talks about like for the rest of their lives. Like this was that game that really did it for me or whatever. I don't know what it's going to be, but I feel like it's just going to be embedded in people for the rest of their lives after this year. And that is almost like an award in itself, is that you made such an impact creating this game that you really impacted so many people in a really difficult time. So I hope it does, but I don't know. I'm going with the sushi.
All right. So when is the game of the year announced?
No, I don't even know. I just saw the nominees. I didn't even look at the award. I would assume it's
the awards are Thursday, December 10th. Yes.
Okay. I was going to say it's December, but I didn't know when. Okay. Right. Well, we'll see who's right. Are we betting this year?
The next podcast, maybe?
No.
2 podcasts from now.
Are we betting on this one?
I mean, yeah,
we bet beer
I guess.
Time.
Whatever. Yeah, more beer.
Okay.
I'll bet my rip-off BitBoy.
Oh,
okay.
I don't know if I actually want to do that, though. I love that thing.
Do you? Then don't do it.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm not going to do it.
All right. Well, let's, since Christmas is happening and after Thanksgiving, Black Friday deals are going on, let's talk about some sales that we know that's happening in our area, either online or in store. I think really when it comes down to it, like online sales are where it's at right now, especially with COVID going on.
Yeah,
like
I think
you just don't want to be around.
Right. I think that most of the retailers have really pushed online sales this year due to that. So I know that we said we're recording on Tuesday night. So by the time this comes out, Black Friday will have passed, but it looks like what they've been doing is Black Friday deals have started essentially now and are continuing until I think probably Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
So most of these things are probably going to still be happening if you're listening to it Saturday.
Yeah, I've even seen till December 1st.
Oh, wow.
Which is probably just till Saturday. When is December 1st?
No, December 1st would be
Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay. Yeah.
Into the next week. So, I mean, you've got time, which is great. These retailers were giving you the time, and they're encouraging you to do the online shopping rather than going in store, which I'm also encouraging to do. Please stay safe. It's not worth catching a disease trying to get a video game.
Yeah, or even a cold.
Yeah, that too, honestly.
Or sometimes a video game.
or getting trampled.
Oh yeah, please don't do that.
Sometimes you leave the store with the Super Mario 35 Game & Watch. You play it for 7 minutes and then you just regret the purchase. So stay home.
Just stay home.
Don't listen to other podcasts unless it's precisely that, gives you good facts and tells you not to spend your money on dumb shit. How about that?
Absolutely.
Nothing but facts.
That's our tagline.
Especially when
Beau talks. Say at the beginning, precisely podcast. I try to make it not sound like shit.
That's exactly it. All right. Black Friday deals.
Wait. So first thing, before we get into this, if you have PSN, right, which most of our listeners do, and even you guys probably do, maybe not you, Sam.
I don't.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, I do. And
I'm a Game Pass guy.
So one thing that I heard about not having a PS5, but if you do have a PS5, you get this free game called Bug Snacks.
I've heard it's good.
Heard it's great if you have the PSN network, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can have the PS4 still and not own a PS5 and still get Bug Snacks, which I tried to do on my PS4 yesterday. And I could not, for the life of me, find it in store or whatever on the PS4. But I logged in to my PlayStation Network ID and stuff online on a web browser, and I was able to add it to my library through that. So once I do get a PS5, I will have Bug Snacks for free in my library that I can download right away. And the game actually looks really fun. So...
Good.
I'm excited to play it. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I do want to. Hopefully somebody, whenever they get a PS5, I do want to try that. It looks really good, and I've heard fun things about it. So
yeah,
cool. I'm glad you can get it for free and still not have a PS5.
And you should before December.
Okay, you've got like a week. Get on it.
Yes. Yeah, do it.
Cool. All right. Do we want to start off? Where do we want to start off?
Kelly, you start off.
Okay. I've seen a bunch of stuff going around. The biggest thing I saw and the thing that I was most interested in, not even for myself, just like the biggest thing that stood out to me was the fact that a ton of Nintendo Switch games are dropped in price, like a lot.
Tons of them.
Yeah. So there's like a lot of like first party Nintendo games like Super Mario U Deluxe, Tennis Aces, Zelda Link's Awakening, even the new Just Dance and stuff like that is like 20, 30, 40 bucks. Like they're low prices. And I think it's pretty much over all of the retailers is about the same price. I saw it on GameStop, Best Buy, I think Amazon, maybe.
I think Walmart has the
best deals.
Walmart has the cheapest. Okay. I didn't look price down to the point because there really wasn't any game I wanted. I just saw that they were slashed like significantly.
I pretty much own all the games already that I would want.
Yeah. If you were early to buy a lot of the games that Walmart has, you won't need them, but like $30 for a lot of the games at Walmart, but anywhere from like the most popular Switch games are like $50 at Amazon or GameStop, all the way down to like $20.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a good deal if you got a Switch over this year during a quarantine and you don't have a lot of games built up yet, this is a great time to pick up some quality titles. Or if a family member or child, has a Switch and doesn't have a lot of games or was looking at any of these games, this is like a really good time to grab some of these first party Switch games, because they're probably not going to see these prices again for a little while. So I would definitely recommend. Again, there was a ton of good ones. I know Luigi's Mansion's on there too. That is an excellent game. I cannot recommend enough. So good. Check that stuff out. And that's a good deal for the Switch stuff. That caught my eye first.
The other thing
for $30.
Sorry, go ahead, Beau.
For $30, it's totally worth it. I would recommend, especially with it being Walmart. I was just there like 2-3 days ago trying to get Yakuza because I saw that it was on sale at $50. Like most of their games are cheaper than anywhere else.
Right.
But they literally had like maybe 4 or 5 different titles for PS4 in their cabinets. Like everything was empty. Like they're getting ready to get rid of all their PS4 to put in PS5 games, which is weird to me, or it's all sold out. I don't really know, but they didn't have the game. Their Nintendo Switch was lacking too, so I just wouldn't go to the store at all. If you can get these games online, I would just get them online at that price and wait until they ship to you.
Absolutely.
That would be the best way. Don't waste your time going there and don't be around so many people.
Honestly, if you can get the deals, you're probably going to get them online. The other deal I was going to mention, for anybody who has somehow not purchased a Switch yet, and honestly, buying a Switch this year was actually more difficult than you'd realize, at least if you wanted to buy it at retail. But one of the deals that I've been seeing is the Mario Kart 8 Switch bundle. Is $300. And those of you that bought a bundled game Switch console know that hasn't really been a thing too often. I paid that much for my Switch and just my Switch. This is the newer model of the Switch with the better battery life, if that matters to anybody. But it comes with a digital copy of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and 3 months of Switch Online. That's really only like a $10 value for that. But that's not a bad deal. If
totally
you can
worth
manage to get your hands on a Switch at retail, you've pretty much won the battle this year anyway. I have some friends that were attempting to buy a Switch in the middle of the summer, and they ended up getting they had to buy the most ridiculous bundle, and they paid a premium for it, but they still got like a decent deal. They wound up with like the Ring Fit and a Pro controller and like 3 games or something to actually get a Switch for like a decent price. But that's not a bad deal for a Switch.
No, it's
not
pretty
bad
good.
at all.
Before we go too far deep into these, I wanted to shout out 2 accounts really quick on Instagram. These guys are top of the line dudes. Literally every day of the year, they are posting deals on video games, accessories, and other things like that. They've been posting a ton of stuff about the Xbox and the PS5 systems recently with all that stuff going on. So if you are somebody who's gaming on a budget, which most of us are, honestly, but if you're looking for getting updates about deals, go on Instagram, follow gamers with a Z _N_more. He's a great guy to follow. Like I say, he posts a ton of stuff on his stories every day. And the other one is my dude. I'm really happy to know this guy through Instagram, but Corey _Sally, SALLEE, is a really great guy.
Corey Sale. It's Corey Sale.
Is it Sale? I always said Sally.
Did you really say Sally?
Because it was 2 L's. I always said Solly because I never heard it. Anyway, he's such a good dude, and again, posts all the time, and he's just so kind and really, really great guys. So they always have, like I said, every day, not just for Black Friday, but right now they've been posting a ton of stuff, obviously, about the Black Friday thing. So if we miss anything that you're looking for, I guarantee they probably have seen it and posted in their stories on sales. So those 2 guys, follow them, please, if you're looking for deals online on video game stuff.
Yeah. Corey Sale is very good at that. A few sales that I've seen was Target has Iron Man VR at $19.99, which is 50% off. And I love the demo of this game. Like, it was amazing. So I might actually buy this if I do go to Target on Friday or sometime this week.
That's just the game, right? Because they were having a bundle of it too, right? With the system. Like,
I didn't see that. Yeah.
Oh, I know it. I didn't know that it was like a regular copy yet. I just only saw bundles when I was out. Okay, that's a great deal, though.
Yeah, I mean, 50% off for a really good VR game. Yeah. Totally down for. There's this company called Stone Age Gamer. So stoneagegamer.com. They have a huge Black Friday sale, and they are known for their EverDrives. So they have almost every cartridge-based EverDrive, minus like Wonder Swan, I guess, and like maybe a few others. But yeah, well, I've been looking for a Wonder Swan EverDrive because there's some really good games out there that you can't find anywhere physically. For sure. So yeah,
I bought several flash cards through Stone Age Gamer in the past.
Cool. Yes. So their sale is like, it's not really a percent base. It's all random, but like anywhere I've seen it from $20 to $50 off per EverDrive is what I was looking at. So check them out at Stone Age Gamer. Another company that I've messed with before is God of Gaming. They have 15% off store-wide online. You use the code Black Friday, all in caps, at checkout. And this code works on systems, mod kits, and all their parts. If you're looking to buy some retro games from them, use the code GAMES, all in caps, for 30% off. I've bought a lot of Game Boy Micro faceplates off them in the past, and they were all legit and all good. So I would have used Black Friday for those Game Boy Micro faceplates. But yeah, they said if you want the games at 30% off, get them while you can because they're going fast.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, is anybody really gonna out of us? Is anybody buying anything on Black Friday? Did you have your eyes on anything for yourself or for others?
Not specifically from Black Friday.
Yeah, I didn't know if anybody had seen like, oh, that game I really want is finally on sale.
No.
Or, nothing. Nobody's hunting for anything on Black Friday.
No, not on Black Friday. Like, I mean, I've been buying stuff for us. Like, my wife just got home, but I just bought her a game recently.
Well, don't say it on here in case she listens.
She's not listening. She never listens to this.
Rude.
Can you hear me?
Unsupportive. Yes, I can hear you. Okay.
So I bought her, it's like something rice.
What?
Sakuna, something rice. Sakuna.
You can keep saying it, but I'm going to have no clue what you're talking about.
No idea.
All right. So it's called Sakuna of Rice and Ruin for the Nintendo Switch. And this is, so this game has 9 out of 10 on Steam, has an 81% Metacritic. I'm
Googling it now.
94% likes this game on Google. Like, this game is going to be the hot shit. It looks amazing. I can't wait for her to play it and for me to watch it. It reminds me of a game called Dust that she played and beat last year. Also reminds me a little bit of Ori and stuff. It
does look a little like Ori.
Yeah, like a 2D platformer. Mm-hmm. But I bought the definitive edition or the collector's edition, so it comes in a bigger box and it just a bunch of bullshit. But I couldn't find the actual just game for $40.
I got you all this bullshit.
Got you all this bullshit that I'm just going to keep for myself.
Here's some bullshit.
But either way, I'm excited to give her that. It's a game that I'm looking forward to seeing play. I like how I was like, it's rice. It's called rice.
Rice is
Something,
like,
something rice. That's another potential name for the episode is something rice.
Yes. Listen, Beau, I don't want to hear your grocery list. You were talking about
something rice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah. But like for, I don't know, like what would you buy for a gamer? Like to me, it'd be like get them like an eBay gift card or something, like something that they can use towards something.
For me, it would be a Steam gift card, personally.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely a gift card. There's no, you can't go wrong. Unless somebody specifically said, hey, I really am interested in this game or whatever, I wouldn't buy them a game. You know what I mean? Like I would never.
No, because if someone's saying that, they probably already bought it for themselves.
Yeah, and the only time I bought a game for a gamer is for my younger cousin, and that would be like I talked to my cousin, his mom, beforehand, and was like, "Hey, he really enjoyed this game at my house when we played it. I'd love to buy it for him for Christmas." And then we talked about it before I bought it. Like, you know, I got the green light on it before buying it for him. Not like it was a bad game. It was what it was. It was Luigi's Mansion, but like, you know, I wanted to make sure that they weren't going to get him a game for Christmas or something, so that I could gift him that one that I knew he liked and really enjoyed. So aside from that, I would never buy a game for somebody and assume that they're going to like it. That's also like why I don't gift books. It's the same reason. Like I would never hand somebody a book and be like, Merry Christmas, I know you'd like this. It's like, I think you would like it, but I don't know if you actually would like it. And what happens if you don't, then you're stuck with this book and like, it's the same thing. So I would never buy a game when it comes to gamers and Christmas lists, I guess, like, I think I would either try to find something that was kind of unique to, like, maybe something that they love. Like, Beau, I'm at my desk right now, and I have a Katamari mouse pad. Like, I know you love Katamari, so I would be like, oh, I found this cool Katamari mouse pad. Beau would love this because he loves Katamari. You know, like, that would be what I got for you, you know, kind of thing. Like, I would never be like, I'm buying Beau a video game for Christmas. But here I am saying that, and I gave you a video game for your birthday, so, but.
But you knew it was a game that I didn't own. Yeah,
and I knew that you would like it because we talked about it. So when it comes to gamers for Christmas, I would buy them some piece of either art or like memorabilia related to a game that they like, or a gift card, or I just got an idea because I just bought this for myself and I'm currently wearing it and I love it so much.
Okay,
and I need to share this. Do you get cold while you play video games?
Where?
In the winter. Like, do you just get cold? Like, do you cuddle up under a blanket when you play video games?
Yeah, sometimes, yes.
Don't you hate it when you can't put your arms under the blanket?
Uh-huh.
I'm not talking about a Snuggie.
Uh-huh.
I'm talking about the comfy. Do you know what the comfy is?
Is it a Precisely hoodie?
No.
On precisely.live?
No.
This is turning into an ad.
Hashtag sponsored. No, this is like legit a product. It's called the Comfy.
No.
Okay? All right.
Okay.
Is it a big sweatshirt?
Yes, essentially.
My wife has one. I bought one for her. This is I bought her Comfy for Valentine's Day last year.
Best thing. I don't even know your wife. I don't even know you. That's the best thing you could have ever done.
She's cool.
So
Comfy looks awesome.
So I've been getting so cold in my house because it's becoming winter and I don't like to have a high bill on heat. So we keep it at a reasonable temperature, but I'm naturally cold. So I like to have a blanket or a like heavy sweatshirt on at all times. I found this thing online. It is literally a Sherpa lined, like velour feeling, oversized blanket sweatshirt with a hood, a pocket, and it's just huge. And it like kind of goes over your knees if you're sitting down. And it is the most comfy thing I have ever worn. It keeps me warm. My hands are free to game. They're not like, like I'm not getting like caught up in a blanket or anything. This is, if you are getting cold or somebody gets cold while gaming, I swear it's like $30-$40. go buy one.
It's
they will
awesome.
thank you. They will thank you so much. Even if you just like read or you're like doing something, it's like gives me the ability to walk around my house. Like if I have to go get something and I don't have to leave my blanket, like I can just be like, I'm going and I'm still warm. Like I'm good. So honestly, great gift for a gamer. The comfy. It'll keep you warm in the winter while you're gaming. So
Sounds good.
That's my recommendation.
We should see if they have a comfy hoodie that we can print Precisely logos.
I'll just take a bunch of stickers and put one on mine.
Sure. Sounds good.
And I'll be like, oh, look, Precisely sponsored.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, either way, we do have hoodies for sale. I just checked our website to make sure that it worked. And
they are quite warm.
Yeah, they're only $30 too. They're all on sale for $30. And from what I can see, it's only $5 shipping. Maybe that's only to me because I live so close. I don't know. I think it's only $5 shipping, which I feel like we're losing money on. So you might as well order some right now. I really think so. I think it used to be $8 shipping. So
this is a Black Friday only deal. Only a limited time.
I think you should let Scott know that it should be $8 shipping and let him fix that. Okay. Possibly.
Let him know. I'll let him know.
And, but yeah, either way, get it now while it's $5 shipping. Yeah, I'm wearing one right now and I absolutely love it. Like, not just because it's our logo and everything. It's an actual comfy sweater or sweatshirt. I wear mine
all the time. It's my favorite hoodie that I own, and I own a lot of hoodies.
Yeah, it's good. So get one for the holidays. It's a good Christmas gift for your friends and family as well. You can make it
festive and tape a little Santa hat on top of the skeleton.
Sure, absolutely. So yeah. Go help a friend out. Go tell them about Precisely. Go buy them a sweatshirt. Yeah. And go enjoy Thanksgiving and Christmas. Which I guess we'll have other episodes before Christmas, but yeah.
But, I mean, Christmas is from now until then. It's the whole month.
Because you already put your lights up, so yes.
Yeah, my lights look great. They've been up since, when did we take our Halloween lights down? That was the day they went up.
Yeah.
It was easier that way. I can't fault that. It was a nice day.
Yeah, I got to put mine up. But yeah, Sam, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, I'm glad I could come hang out. It's fun.
It was fun. Thank you. And now you got to edit this podcast.
Yeah, I'm sure I got a couple of dumb things I said to get rid of.
Yeah, you've got to listen to yourself now. It's fun.
Yeah. Might take me longer than usual.
That's fine.
Now you're in it.
Put some jingles in it and all that.
Right, yeah.
Little turkey
all the morning zoo sound effects.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Awesome.
Well, we definitely appreciate you for editing and just being a guest and coming on and talking to us. And thank you,
I'm
Kelly,
happy to do
it.
I was a fan of the podcast. Now I get to hear it before everyone else.
Ooh, absolutely. That's great.
Yeah,
you get to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. And on that note, make sure that you guys go to subscribe and rate and review the podcast. It helps get us out to reach other people who might enjoy a podcast about beer and video games. Mm-hmm. Which I don't know why anybody wouldn't enjoy a podcast about beer and video games.
And turkey and ham and cranberry and sweet potatoes and
colloquial green goop.
Yes, that was it. Thank you. You stole that from my mind.
Yes, so please help us out and to reach more listeners and share our weird stuff that we say with them.
Colloquial.
Colloquial.
Yes. I can't even pronounce it. It's fine.
It's all right.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Have a happy Thanksgiving with your family, and we will see you before Christmas.
Yes. Happy Thanksgiving. We out.